I want to also start doing watch parties of Peaky Blinders. Has anybody been watching? Well, Logan, I know you're not going to watch Peaky. It's basically Boardwalk Empire, but with really bad accents and a lot, well, not more violence. I'd say the same amount of violence. And
I've heard of it, but I have not watched it.
It's a crime family of, and again, I don't like the term, but they refer to themselves as gypsies. But it's kind of like it's definitely like a coming from nothing success story where they're basically literally just in the gutter, and their family, they have a family enterprise, and they just it's just gangster all the way up, but it's a family gangster, and it's starring Cillian Murphy, and he just does an amazing
I like
job.
him.
And Tom Hardy also plays a really dynamic role. It's and also what's his name, who's Badfinger from Game of Thrones, or Littlefinger.
I was like, Badfinger?
Yeah,
Littlefinger. I don't know the
Badfinger's the band. Yes, Littlefinger, the guy that
don't look at me for an actor or actress name.
Yes.
And then speaking of crime families, October 1st, The Many Saints of Newark. We've got that one coming. The Sopranos prequel. The prequel. So excited for that.
Played, starring. Well, first of all, it has John Bernthal in it, which I'm a huge fan of. DC boy. He's a DC boy. And also, James Gandolfini's son is playing
young Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
You don't know any of these.
The actor who played Tony Soprano, who died, his son is literally playing him. It's amazing, and the trailers look phenomenal. He has just
watched Game of Thrones, and neither of you. Well, you've watched Tom. You haven't watched Downton Abbey, so you guys get on that. Then I'll watch The Sopranos.
I have no intention of watching Game of Thrones ever.
Really?
Yeah.
I watched the first 4 episodes. That was more than enough to know that I have no desire to see the series.
That's a bad representation of the series overall. I have a feeling I know what the parts you're referencing.
Oh,
that after the first season, that gets toned down a lot.
A lot.
No. That's actually probably not, because if it wasn't the first 4, I would have been done by the 9th episode, because I don't have any desire to watch people try to be bad each other. Like there's no, no altruistic, heroic, just somebody with actually good intent of a character in that show that I've ever seen. I can't get behind anybody in it, and I have no desire to watch it.
It is a.
And I say 9 because I know episode 1, season 9 is when I think Ned Stark gets killed, and he was the only person who might have also been, semi supportable. I'm not a.
You didn't support Jon Snow at all?
I'm trying to. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I'm like, isn't that kind of life? Like nobody is all good, right?
Nobody is all good, but some people, but there are people who actually try to be.
So
nobody try to be. Everybody just wants power, and they will do whatever they need to do to get it. And that kind of series doesn't intrigue me.
No, the story of Jon Snow is pretty much that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He doesn't want power.
Agreed.
But he ends up being one of the best characters of the show.
But I will say I agree that the series is not for everybody.
Unlike
Downton Abbey, that is for everybody.
The biggest problem I had with the series is
its decline.
Besides that, I don't like it when an author just kills off character, you build so much support behind a character and you're like, they're dead.
But that's what kept it unpredictable. And there were so many characters. There were plenty more to talk about.
But it's one of those it went too far with it.
It's a problem. Same problem I have with Joss Whedon shows. I love them, but then he just drives a sword through somebody just to stir the pot.
Yeah.
But that keeps the interest, right? I mean, I'm not saying it's good or bad, but keeps the interest. And it makes you're never on firm footing because you never know who the next one could be.
I get the unpredictability, but at the end of the day,
I do know that a lot of fans left the show after the Red Wedding because
that was a brutal.
Felt betrayed by that, like just
betrayed.
That was right out of the books, though, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was.
But believe it or not, a lot of people that watched the show never read the books.
Yeah.
Listen,
like the majority.
I'm one of them, and I'll tell you why I haven't read the books. I don't start a book series. This is going to be terrible, but I don't start a book series until the author is done with them because I am not one that can read a book and then wait to read the next one for years and years. I can't do that. It drives me insane. So because he has not finished them yet, I have not started reading them. And at this point, I don't know if he will finish them, to be honest with you.
What's weird is I didn't think I was like that.
Oh, I am.
But I get it because that's how I was with the Harry Potter series.
Yeah, I can't.
I didn't get into the Harry.
I forget what's in those books that I read 2 years ago because it took you so damn long to write the next one. I can't do it.
I didn't get into the Harry Potter series till the 4th book, and I just happened to get lucky that the 5th book was coming out like in a couple of weeks. But I literally in like a 2-3 week period, went back and read all the
and
first,
then how long did you have to wait for the next one?
And then after Order of the Phoenix came out, like it was, I don't remember how freaking long.
Yeah, I can't do it.
And I was just like,
I don't have that level of dedication. I don't have that level of memory.
It can be frustrating, but I don't know. Sometimes I find like Naomi Novik wrote a series, Temeraire series, I guess basically she kind of called it. It was a series of 9 books that basically reimagined I think it was the Napoleonic Wars, but if dragons were real and existed as an air force.
Interesting.
That's cool. I kind of
astonishing, amazing, just a wonderful, wonderful writing. And it was a 9-book series, and that was actually part of the problem that I noticed at the end. And I still haven't finished it because she had like the first 3 or 4 out, and I would get them on audiobooks when I was traveling back and forth from New Jersey to Maryland and all sorts of other places. And then it would be like another year or more before even the audiobook came out because I was reading it mostly or listening to it mostly on the rides. And I found like I had to go back and kind of start over.
Yep.
And then go through. And at some point it's like, I'm not going to do that a third time, but I still want to like listen to these as they're coming out. But it's like I'm forgetting like, why is this group of dragons here and why is this person there? Like it was, I can appreciate that.
I'm out.
I've there's been 2 book series on audiobook in recent years that I had that happen with. Like one is by it's not Dennis Taylor. That's the Bobaverse. Those are good.
Those are amazing too. Those are fantastic.
I had never heard of, and I was questioning if I was going to like it or not. Like when I read the concept.
Yeah.
And then after like, I don't know, maybe the first 20 minutes, I was just like, "This is cool."
I used up all of my saved Audible credits and just got all 4 of them at once because it was just like, oh, they're so good.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Sort of Truth books. That's a good series. Both on audio or a book version, regular book version.
Well, we got to add a book segment to this show. I mean, in FYI, I did see if Book Binge was taken, and it was taken. So I was going to make a whole series of that.
Craig Allenson did a series called The Expeditionary Force. Started with a book called Columbus Day, but it's like part of the Expeditionary Force.
I've seen that. I haven't gotten any, but I've seen them advertised.
So the first 3 or 4 were really, really good. But after that, it got extremely formulaic, and it was just like okay, now it's just getting more ridiculous. I mean, there were still interesting parts, and it still made me laugh, and I still enjoyed like parts of the books.
Mhm.
But it just got to a point where it's like, now the only reason like I want to finish is just so I can finally hear the end.
The completionist aspect of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
But the first like 3 or 4, maybe the 5th, were phenomenal. Like they were really just new stuff and really captivating and a lot of good concepts. I mean, the premise is like aliens invade Earth on Columbus Day.
Mm-hmm.
And
of all the days,
it's
Columbus
two
Day.
two races of aliens invade Earth, and one basically we end up helping one alien race get the other alien race off the planet, and
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yep.
no, well, they convince us that they're our friend, and then they kind of enslave the human race, and they start loving. Or it's not even really but they enslave us without enslaving us.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they convince us that we need to help them.
I feel like this needed a spoiler alert.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, internet.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it's
So-
like it's in the first 20 minutes of the book. But
More spoiler alert, internet.
Yes.
But no, like
It's in the last 90 minutes of the show. It's all right.
But that's not the crux. That's not the crux of the series. Like it's such a minor point in the series.
Yeah.
The crux of the series is that while this National Guard, sergeant, who gets transported off world to go help the expeditionary forces, he ends up doing some stupid shit that gets him put in prison on a alien planet. And while he's in that prison, he meets a.
Can we just put a spoiler alert banner all across here? I feel like maybe we should stop.
It's not. It's like I'm not doing anything major. But he just meets a sentient beer can, so to speak, who is basically like a extremely powerful being. Yeah, Kenny spoils books. Sorry.
No, it's a new segment. It's a new segment we're doing. So yeah.
But anyway, what the crux of the series becomes is this guy's adventures with the beer can.
You had me for a little bit. Now I'm out. You definitely spoiled it. I'm not interested anymore.
Oh man.
Well, what kind of beer is it? Is it Pabst or is it, Michelob? What are we talking about here?
It's silver, so I'm guessing like Coors.
Oh, yes, the silver bullet. I get it. Yes.
If you Google Skippy the Magnificent, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm out. It's by that description alone, I'm out.
Again, hey,
I'm gonna say like sorry, I'm wrong. The first few books are really hilarious.
Right.
They are.